Before we jump into the strategies, let's take a moment to understand what we're dealing with. Negative thoughts are like uninvited guests at a party. They show up without warning and can really bring down the mood. But here's the thing, they're a normal part of the human experience. Everyone has them, even those people who seem to have it all together. The problem isn't that we have these thoughts. It's when we let them take over and control our lives. That's when things can get tricky. But don't worry, because I'm about to share some awesome techniques to help you show those negative thoughts the door. Technique number 1. The first step in overcoming negative thoughts is to cultivate awareness of them. This process can be likened to becoming a detective of your own mind, attentively observing and identifying the patterns and content of your thoughts. Begin by paying close attention to the mental dialogue that takes place throughout your day. When you notice a negative thought creeping in, resist the urge to ignore it or suppress it, as these approaches often reinforce its hold on you. Instead, acknowledge the thought for what it is, an event in your mind, not an absolute truth. A helpful strategy is to articulate the thought, either by saying it out loud or writing it down. For instance, if you find yourself thinking, "I'm going to fail this presentation," pause and consciously recognize the thought by reframing it. "I notice I'm having the thought that I'm going to fail this presentation." This small but powerful act of acknowledgement introduces a sense of detachment, creating a mental space between you and the thought. By doing so, you reduce its emotional intensity and gain clarity, making it easier to approach the thought with curiosity and challenge its validity. Technique number 2. Once you've identified a negative thought, the next step is to challenge it with critical thinking. This process involves adopting a mindset similar to that of a lawyer scrutinizing a case, carefully examining the evidence and questioning assumptions. Begin by asking yourself whether the thought is rooted in objective facts or simply your interpretation of a situation. Consider what evidence supports the thought and, just as importantly, what evidence contradicts it. Reflect on whether you might be jumping to conclusions or making assumptions without sufficient basis. For example, let's revisit the thought, "I'm going to fail this presentation." To challenge it, you could ask yourself, have I failed presentations in the past, or is this fear unfounded? How much preparation have I done, and does that suggest I'm likely to succeed? Even if something goes wrong, what's the worst-case scenario, and how probable is that outcome? By systematically analyzing your thought in this way, you begin to expose its weaknesses and reduce its power over you. Often you'll discover that your negative thoughts lack solid evidence or are based on distorted perceptions. This method allows you to replace fear and self-doubt with a more balanced and constructive perspective, empowering you to approach challenges with greater confidence. Technique number 3. After challenging your negative thoughts, the next step is to reframe them into a more constructive and balanced perspective. Reframing is not about denying reality or pretending everything is flawless. Instead, it's about shifting your viewpoint to one that is both realistic and empowering. This practice helps you focus on the potential opportunities or lessons within a situation, rather than fixating on worst-case scenarios or self-defeating narratives. For example, if your initial thought is, "I'm going to fail this presentation," you can reframe it into something more helpful and encouraging, such as, "This presentation is an opportunity for me to share my ideas and gain valuable feedback." Alternatively, you might tell yourself, "Even if it doesn't go perfectly, it's a chance to learn and grow for the next time." By deliberately reframing your thoughts in this way, you cultivate a mindset that emphasizes growth, resilience, and possibility. Over time, this practice can help you approach challenges with greater confidence and optimism, making it easier to navigate difficulties while staying focused on your strengths and potential outcomes. Technique number 4. Mindfulness is often described as a superpower for the mind because it allows you to be fully present and engaged in the moment without becoming entangled in judgment or distraction. It's about observing your thoughts, emotions, and sensations with curiosity rather than reacting to them impulsively. By practicing mindfulness, you can develop a greater sense of clarity and calm, reducing the hold that negative or overwhelming thoughts might have on you. A simple and effective mindfulness exercise involves focusing on your breath. Close your eyes and direct your attention to the natural rhythm of your breathing. Inhale deeply and exhale slowly, noticing how the air feels as it moves in and out. Inevitably, thoughts will arise, but instead of getting carried away by them, imagine each thought as a cloud floating across the sky. You observe the cloud, but you don't follow it or engage with it. It simply drifts past, making room for the next. This visualization helps you detach from your thoughts, creating a sense of separation between yourself and the mental chatter. Over time, this practice can make negative thoughts feel less intrusive and overwhelming. By treating your thoughts as transient and impermanent, mindfulness allows you to respond to them more calmly and with greater self-awareness. This shift in perspective can empower you to approach challenges with resilience, grounded in the present moment rather than lost in worry or doubt. Technique number 5. Positive affirmations are like personal pep talks designed to build confidence and foster a more optimistic mindset. These are concise, empowering statements that, when repeated regularly, can help shift your focus from self-doubt to self-belief. The idea behind affirmations is to gradually rewire your thought patterns, creating a foundation of positivity and resilience. However, for affirmations to be effective, they must feel authentic and meaningful to you. If they seem too far-fetched or insincere, they may not resonate, so it's important to craft statements that align with your values and aspirations. For example, affirmations such as, "I am capable of handling challenges," "I am worthy of love and respect," or "I am constantly growing and improving" can serve as daily reminders of your strengths and potential. To maximize their impact, try incorporating them into your routine by saying them to yourself in the mirror each morning. This practice can reinforce self-assurance and set a positive tone for your day. Alternatively, you can write them down and place them in visible locations, such as on your desk, fridge, or bathroom mirror, so you encounter these affirmations frequently. Over time, these simple yet powerful statements can help cultivate a mindset of self-compassion and empowerment, enabling you to approach life with greater confidence and a sense of purpose. Technique number 6. Gratitude acts as a powerful spotlight, drawing attention to the positive aspects of your life and helping to shift your focus away from negativity. When you consciously take note of the things you're thankful for, it becomes more difficult for negative thoughts to dominate your mind. Gratitude fosters a sense of appreciation and perspective, reminding you of the abundance and joy that exists in even the simplest moments. One practical way to incorporate gratitude into your daily routine is to write down 3 things you're grateful for each night before bed. These can be significant aspects of your life, like the support of a loving family or a fulfilling job, or small but meaningful moments, like the warmth of the sun on your skin or the pleasure of enjoying a perfectly brewed cup of coffee. The key is to truly connect with the sense of gratitude as you write. Take a moment to reflect on why each item matters to you and how it brings positivity to your life. This practice not only helps you end your day on a positive note, but also gradually trains your brain to notice and appreciate the good things around you. Over time, it can cultivate a mindset of gratitude, making it easier to find joy and contentment even during challenging times. By regularly shining this spotlight on the positives, you create a mental habit of focusing on what uplifts and sustains you, leaving less room for negativity to take hold. Technique number 7. You know how Elle Woods in Legally Blonde said, "Exercise gives you endorphins. Endorphins make you happy?" Well, she wasn't wrong. Physical activity is a powerful tool for combating negative thoughts. When you exercise, your body releases chemicals that can improve your mood and reduce stress. Plus, it gives you a sense of accomplishment and can boost your self-esteem. So whether it's a brisk walk, a dance class, or hitting the gym, find a way to get your body moving. Technique number 8. Humans are naturally social beings, and one of the best ways to break free from the cycle of negative thoughts is by connecting with others. When you're stuck in your head, it can feel isolating, but reaching out to someone, whether it's a trusted friend, family member, or even a professional, can make a world of difference. Sharing your thoughts out loud helps you gain perspective and allows someone else to offer support and understanding. Often, just knowing you're not alone in what you're feeling can be incredibly comforting. The people who care about you can also serve as mirrors, reflecting back your strengths and positive qualities when you're having trouble seeing them yourself. They can remind you of past successes, validate your feelings, or simply provide a safe space for you to vent. Whether it's grabbing coffee with a friend, calling a loved one, or seeking guidance from a counselor, opening up to others can help lighten the emotional load you're carrying. Remember, asking for help doesn't make you weak. It shows strength and self-awareness. We're not meant to handle everything on our own, and leaning on your support system can be a powerful step toward overcoming negativity and finding a renewed sense of connection and hope. Technique number 9. Take a moment to reflect on your surroundings. What kind of energy are you immersing yourself in daily? Are you surrounded by negativity, whether it's from the people you interact with, the news you consume, or the content on your social media feeds? While staying informed and connected is important, constant exposure to negativity can take a toll on your mental well-being and feed into a cycle of negative thinking. It's like watering a plant. You want to nourish it with what helps it grow, not what drains it. Creating a more positive environment can make a big difference. Start by setting boundaries with people who tend to bring negativity into your life. This doesn't mean cutting people off completely, but it might mean limiting how much time you spend with them or gently steering conversations toward more uplifting topics. Similarly, take a closer look at your digital habits. If scrolling through social media leaves you feeling drained or overwhelmed, try curating your feed to include more accounts that inspire or uplift you. And when it comes to the news, balance out the heavy stories with uplifting or inspiring content. There's plenty of good in the world, and it's worth reminding yourself of that. By making small, intentional changes to your environment, you create a space that supports positivity and helps you focus on what truly matters. These shifts not only improve your mood, but also empower you to cultivate a mindset that's more resilient and optimistic. Technique number 10. Self-compassion is all about being your own best friend, especially during tough times. It means treating yourself with the same kindness, care, and understanding that you would readily offer to someone you love if they were struggling. Too often, we're our own harshest critics, saying things to ourselves that we'd never dream of saying to someone else. But self-compassion invites us to break that pattern and respond to our own pain with gentleness and empathy. The next time you find yourself caught in a spiral of negative thoughts, try this simple but powerful practice. Place your hand on your heart, a small gesture of care and comfort, and say to yourself, "This is a moment of suffering. Suffering is a part of life. May I be kind to myself in this moment?" These words are a reminder that struggle is part of being human, something everyone experiences. You're not alone in your pain, and it's okay to give yourself permission to feel it without judgment. This practice doesn't magically erase your struggles, but it creates a space for understanding and acceptance, helping you meet your challenges with more courage and less self-criticism. Over time, cultivating self-compassion can strengthen your emotional resilience and foster a sense of inner peace, allowing you to navigate life's difficulties with the support of your own kindness. Technique number 11. Sometimes negative thoughts arise from feeling overwhelmed or like we're falling short of expectations, whether our own or others. This can create a sense of paralysis, where the sheer weight of everything we feel we need to do makes it hard to start anything at all. That's where setting realistic, achievable goals comes in. It's a way to reclaim control and start building momentum. By breaking larger, daunting goals into smaller, manageable steps, you make progress feel not only possible but also rewarding. For instance, if you're working toward a big goal like writing a report or preparing for an exam, don't focus on the entire task all at once. Instead, tackle it piece by piece. Outline the report, write one section, or review one chapter at a time. Each small accomplishment is a win, and it's important to celebrate those milestones, no matter how small they may seem. Maybe you reward yourself with a quick break, a favorite snack, or even just a moment to acknowledge, "I did this, and I'm moving forward." Remember, progress isn't about perfection. It's about showing up and taking steps, however small, toward your goals. When you focus on what you can do today, instead of everything that still needs to be done, you reduce the sense of overwhelm and replace it with a sense of achievement. Over time, these small wins add up, boosting your confidence and quieting those negative thoughts that tell you you're not enough. Because the truth is, you are just as you are, striving forward one step at a time. Over time, this can reduce the power and frequency of negative thinking. At first, this might feel a little awkward or even silly. Once you've stopped the negative thought, when you notice yourself spiraling into a loop of self-doubt or worry. Technique number 12. Thought stopping is a straightforward yet surprisingly effective technique for interrupting negative thought patterns. It involves consciously and decisively telling your negative thoughts to stop. You can say, "Stop" out loud, or if you're in a public place, visualize a bold, red stop sign in your mind. This abrupt interruption works like hitting the brakes on a runaway train, giving you a moment to regain control of your thoughts before they escalate further. The next step is just as important. Replace it with something positive or neutral. For example, if you're thinking, "I'll never get this right," you might replace it with, "I'm doing my best and that's enough." Or, "This is a chance to learn and improve." The key is to redirect your focus towards something more constructive. It's not every day that we yell "stop" at ourselves, but with practice, it can become a natural and effective tool for managing negativity. Thought stopping is particularly helpful because it not only interrupts the flow of harmful thoughts, but also trains your brain to notice and respond to them more quickly, giving you greater control over your mindset and creating space for more positive and balanced perspectives to take root. Technique number 13. Laughter truly is a powerful antidote to negative thoughts. It has a way of lightening the mood, shifting your perspective, and reminding you that not everything has to be so serious. When you're caught in a spiral of negativity, finding something to laugh about can feel like a breath of fresh air. Whether it's watching a hilarious video, reading a collection of jokes, or spending time with people who make you laugh until your stomach hurts, humor can help you reconnect with joy and release tension. Humor doesn't just provide a temporary distraction, it can also change the way you view a situation. Sometimes, stepping back and finding the absurdity or irony in a challenge can make it seem less overwhelming. For example, if you're stressing about a small mistake, laughing at your own humanity might help you realize that perfection isn't necessary, or even possible. Laughter invites you to be kinder to yourself and to take life's ups and downs with a bit more grace. The beauty of laughter is that it doesn't just lighten your thoughts, it can also improve your physical well-being by reducing stress hormones and boosting feel-good chemicals in your brain. So next time negativity starts to creep in, don't hesitate to seek out a dose of humor. Whether it's a sitcom, a silly meme, or a heart-to-heart with a funny friend, laughter can help you regain perspective and remind you that brighter moments are always within reach. Technique number 14. If you often find yourself consumed by worry, scheduling a specific worry time each day can be a surprisingly effective way to manage those thoughts. The idea is simple. Set aside a dedicated block of time, perhaps 15 or 20 minutes, where you give yourself permission to focus entirely on your worries. During this time, let yourself explore whatever is on your mind, and if it helps, write them down. Putting your worries on paper can often make them feel more tangible and less overwhelming, giving you a clearer perspective on what's truly bothering you. Outside of this designated worry time, when anxious thoughts pop up, gently remind yourself that you'll deal with them later during the time you've set aside. This creates a mental boundary, helping you stay focused on the present moment without feeling like you're ignoring or suppressing your concerns. It's not about avoiding your worries. It's about containing them so they don't take over your entire day. With practice, this technique can help you feel more in control of your thoughts, allowing you to address worries in a focused way rather than letting them dominate your mental space. Over time, you may find that many of the things you were worried about during your worry time don't feel as urgent or significant as they initially seemed. This approach gives your mind the freedom to focus on more positive and productive things while still honoring your need to process concerns. Technique number 15. Visualization is a powerful and practical tool for shifting your mindset and overcoming negative thoughts. It's like creating a mental rehearsal for success. When you close your eyes and imagine yourself thriving, whether it's feeling confident, achieving a goal, or simply being happy, you're training your brain to focus on possibilities instead of limitations. The key to effective visualization is engaging all your senses. Don't just see the scene in your mind. Try to feel the emotions, hear the sounds, and even imagine the smells or textures associated with your success. This makes the experience feel more real and impactful. For example, if you're feeling anxious about an upcoming job interview, Take a moment to visualize yourself walking into the room with confidence. Picture your posture, the friendly handshake, and the ease with which you answer each question. Imagine the tone of your voice as calm and assured, the smiles exchanged during the conversation, and the sense of pride you feel as you leave the room, knowing you gave your best. By immersing yourself in this positive mental imagery, you're not just daydreaming, you're building a mental blueprint for how you want to approach the situation. Visualization helps to quiet doubts and reinforce your belief in your ability to succeed. It primes your mind for positive outcomes and can even reduce stress by replacing negative what-ifs with empowering scenarios. The more vividly you practice visualizing success, the more you'll cultivate the confidence to make that vision a reality. It's a simple but transformative way to prepare for challenges and stay focused on your potential. So there you have it. Remember, you have the power to change your thoughts. It might not happen overnight, but with practice and patience, you can create a more positive mindset. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with one final thought. You are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts, and you have the power to choose which ones you want to engage with and which ones you want to let go. So the next time those pesky negative thoughts come knocking, you'll be ready to show them the door and invite in some more positive ones instead. Until next time, keep those thoughts sunny and remember, you've got this.